This video is sponsored by Aura, who reached out and asked if they could work with me on another video. I'm sure that, like myself, you've probably Googled yourself at some point and was shocked by how much of your personal information is online. A few days ago, I got home from a holiday and immediately discovered that some of my personal information had once again been published online. I'm not even kidding. Data brokers treat your personal information like it's a currency, making a killing by selling it to robocallers, spammers, and others who want more information about you. That's why I'm very proud to tell you that this video is sponsored by Aura. Data brokers by law are required to remove your information if you ask them to, but they make it very hard to do so. Aura will do the dirty work for you, submitting opt-out requests on your behalf and getting your information off the internet. And you can give Aura a go for 2 weeks for completely free by using my link down below. But that isn't all Aura can do, as Aura does so much more to protect you and your family from online threats. Aura provides everything you could imagine, from parental controls to antiviruses to VPNs to password management to identity theft insurance and more. And do you want to know the best part? You get it all at one affordable price. Let Aura do the hard work of keeping you safe online so you can focus on other tasks with peace of mind. You can either let people online continue to exploit and profit off of your private information, or you can go to aura.com/HarleyTBS to start your 2-week free trial, also linked down below in the description. Thank you to Aura for being a repeat sponsor of this channel, and with that being said, let's get back on topic. Hatsumi Rou was a 20-year-old gacha tuber with 900,000 subscribers when allegations were levied against her of misconduct and inappropriate behavior towards a minor, which led to her entire career burning down at the seams seemingly overnight. Before I delve into it and give you a full explanation of the situation, there's an incredible video in terms of how much evidence is provided, screenshots of literally every conversation they had with the minor in question, on a channel called Satsuna Silver, in a video titled The Truth About Hatsumi Rou. If you want to see all of the evidence, not just the ones I picked out for this video because I think they're most relevant, go watch that video. But to give you a YouTube-safe summary of the situation, Hatsumi met a 12-year-old fan on Ponytown and started messaging them on a messaging platform. While Hatsumi was 17, they would share explicit photos, videos, and voice messages while intoxicated with a 13 to 14-year-old victim. These conversations would involve a lot of manipulation and were shown to be incredibly toxic. Following these allegations, Hatsumi would delete their entire social media presence and release an apology. And don't worry, we'll get to that, but first I think it's important to go a little bit more in depth on the situation. This situation would first really become a problem when graphic roleplay started to take place between the two parties. It's alleged that Hatsumi would make weird, inappropriate comments towards the minor in question, writing out their fan fictions with themselves and the minor, and would even go as far in some conversations to gender swap the minor in question so that they could play out their weird fantasy with this minor. These chats are incredibly graphic, and I would argue you shouldn't be having with someone 4 years your junior. Hatsumi would later request explicit images and voice recordings back from the minor, with the victim in question obliging and providing, quote, mild images. Unsurprisingly, this relationship fell to pieces, with the victim asking Hatsumi to break up with them because the victim was 14 and Hatsumi was turning 18. The victim's reason was simple. Hatsumi was going to be an adult and what they were doing was illegal. The most shocking part is what Hatsumi did next, telling the minor that it was fine and they could remain in a relationship as long as they didn't tell anybody publicly their age, because the victim's age at that point in time was not public. Look, I don't think it needs to be said, but if your only justification behind staying with someone is nobody in the public knows your age, so I won't get any backlash for it, that's probably a big fucking red flag that maybe you shouldn't be in this relationship. According to the victim, they had to convince Hatsumi over the course of 5 months to break up with them, and Hatsumi only agreed under the condition that it was a break and that they'd inevitably get back together when the minor turned 18. Though this apparently didn't stop Hatsumi from continuing their explicit roleplay with the minor and acting as if they were dating, despite it making the minor uncomfortable, long after this breakup. This leads us to the point in the conversation where the victim asks Hatsumi to delete explicit audio recordings of the victim in question. Hatsumi would spend quite a while trying to justify keeping these videos on their phone, arguing that it was actually okay and giving any kind of plethora of excuses or trying to make the victim feel like the bad person for asking them to remove them, but would eventually be backed into a corner and deleted these videos. However, after they did delete them, they would then try to convince the minor that they had done something wrong and would continue on the conversation by saying that the minor had asked them to effectively delete everything, overblowing what the minor had requested and trying to make the minor into the bad person in the situation. Shockingly, following this conversation, Hatsumi and the victim would remain friends, and Hatsumi would continue to make uncomfortable advances towards the victim. Their explicit calls, explicit messages, etc. would continue, and this ended in a blaze of glory when, in August of 2022, the victim finally cut off Hatsumi, with Hatsumi sending a final message to the victim and then deleting their account. But this isn't where the allegations end, as there are several other claims I haven't touched on yet because I felt that it would be hard to link them into that story. At some point, it has been claimed that Hatsumi produced explicit images of the victim and the victim's former partner, who were 12 to 13 and 11 respectively at the time. Hatsumi would continuously threaten their life towards the victim, leading to the victim apologizing for a lot of the things Hatsumi did wrong, and Hatsumi would later feign ignorance after being confronted about these allegations, saying that they categorically do not remember sharing any NSFW with the victim, though they would later come clean and admit that they had just completely lied. Following Setsuna's video, which now as of recording this video has over 400,000 views, Hatsumi would clear their entire channel of all of their videos and post a community post where they would address the allegations. And oh my god, it is not good. I don't know how to explain this. I'm not here to protect myself or anything, but I know apologizing won't do either, because what I did can't be undone. But I know I can't run from this anymore. I'm happy and scared at the same time right now. And I presume they're trying to say here, I'm glad about the exposed video. I don't know why it didn't get made on me earlier. I've been wanting to post something about everything I did and make a public apology for months. The time that I haven't been posting is because I was realizing the monster I was and I have been. I hesitate myself to post because I can't stand seeing everyone praise a monster. Everything I did made me sick to the point that I wanted to end myself because I know I deserve it for everything I did to my friends, but it just made me feel like I'm running away again. Being Hatsumi Rou was fun, but it was a huge burden on my life. I became depressed, stressed, have anxiety, and became a disgusting person. It gave me a lot of family problems IRL and led to more attempts against my life. It broke my family apart. It broke me apart to the point that I didn't recognize myself anymore. All of my friends and my ex was always there with me, but I did them dirty. I manipulated them, took advantage of them in so many ways. Yes, I dated someone younger and never let go because I loved her. I didn't think properly, didn't do anything else, and put it to the side, because all I cared about was I loved her. But I realized that love wasn't a real one. I kept her because I'm scared of losing someone. I always play the victim and deny my problems. Same goes with the rest of my friends. I didn't let them help me till it became worse, and I became a monster to each and every one of their lives. Every time I look back to everything I did, I want to throw up and always say there's no hope for me. These past few months, I did nothing but think about my mistakes. All of them, but they drive me to hurting myself and always asking myself why I did everything. I'm too scared to accept everything, but now I have nothing else to feel but relief and happiness. Me and Silver talked about everything I did. I was scared, but I know I need to accept this. I'm glad that she did what she did, and I'm happy. Yeah, it's weird that I'm happy in a situation like this, but I'm relieved. She gave me a huge step to start new and finally focus on fixing myself without turning back. Fame and money is nothing to me, and I don't want to run again, but accept it. And I know all of you are mad at me, but I can't really blame you. I disappointed all of you. The Hatsumi Rou you knew and loved was a monster, but this left a huge rock on my back. Because these past few months, I really have been willing to change myself so I can be better to everyone around me, but this has been holding me back. I want to see the new me. Yeah, some of you will say I deserve this. I think I do too. I didn't deserve being around people after all I did. I'm disgusting. But I'm willing to start my new chapter, even if people will hate me. And I want to start it now. I will take it step by step. Me, my ex, and Silver talked about it, and we all agreed that this is for the best. I'm ending everything here. Being Hatsumi Rou was the biggest regret of my life. Everything that happened in my life is not an excuse for everything I did. I want to change myself fully. I'm not here to make other people feel bad about me. I don't deserve any support. So this is a goodbye forever. And I think this apology really speaks for itself. They say they're not looking for any excuses to defend themselves, but they also look for a ton of excuses to defend themselves, even going as far as to say that it was because they were Hatsumi Rou that they acted the way they did. It's very weak and doesn't really discuss what they did wrong or acknowledge any kind of actual mistake. They just vaguely reference the situation and kind of hope that people don't really dig too deep into it. But they state that they're going to leave their channel and they've deleted all of their videos, so I mean, as long as it stays that way, I hope they get themselves help offline, but there's not really much more we the audience can actually do. I think signal boosting the situation and bringing attention to it is important, but I don't have the divine hand of God, so I can't really step in and deal with it myself, you know? It really is scary how a channel with almost 1 million subscribers can completely fall apart overnight over something like this. It's just such a shame, so much promise, so much success, such a massive community of people, just to throw it all away. To be completely candid with you, it's situations like this that stopped me from really discussing a lot of the more serious subjects on my channel. It is so depressing to talk about these people who have done these heinous things, and they aren't even able to truly take accountability for it. But with that being said, if you'd like to reach out to me and let me know some video subjects you'd like me to cover, feel free to check out my Discord in the description down below. Follow my Twitter if you'd like to help me get to 10k. Would be highly appreciated. It boosts my ego, and it means the other content creators think I'm more famous than I am, and they follow me back.
HarleyTBS, thank you so much for the sub. Harley's great. If you haven't seen their YouTube channel, they got a really great YouTube channel. Always happy to see Harley in the comments. Good to see you here.
I've been on holiday in America for 3 weeks, so excuse the fact that I am so exhausted making this video. I appreciate the support you guys give me on all of this content. Feel free to subscribe to the channel to help me get to 1 million subscribers someday in the future. I would love to hit that goal and get the gold play button before YouTube inevitably gets rid of the plaques. And thank you to Aura for sponsoring this video. It's thanks to sponsors like Aura that I can make content like this on my own schedule, to my own level of quality, and not have to worry about supporting myself financially. As I mentioned, their link is in the description down below. And with that being said, I'll see you next time.